I don't really remember too much. That's kind of, 88 was the year I kind of got involved with my wife, who was on the crew at the time. But anyways, as far as firefighting, that was it. And then 89, I don't remember too much about 89. It's amazing how, I mean, I'm sitting there thinking about it, and last night I was thinking when I was laying in bed, just trying to remember stuff that went on and people that were on the crew and things that, you know, happened and stuff. But I remember the first years of fighting fire was a lot of fun and a lot of, you know, neat stuff that happened. And as the years changed, it seemed like the politics and the things of fighting fire kind of changed too. I remember going to Utah with a bunch of us and Redmond and a couple of the other Region 6 crews, and we're trying to fight this fire. And then it was like we were doing it like we're supposed to, fighting it on the line, you know, right on the black. And the guy said, "No, I don't want you to do this. I want you to build line here." And it was like mid-slope, and we're going, wait a minute here, we don't do that. We build it down, you know, either we're fighting it or we go up to the ridge. So the guy just kept messing with us, and finally we ended up leaving the fire that day. And of course, the next day, guess what happened? The fire burned right up to the ridge and slopped over, and we went up that evening when we went on our shift and took care of it. But it just seemed like the fire was, stuff was changing. It was becoming more kind of political. And what really hurt was in 90, we went on the Dude Fire, and that was of course, that was a tragic fire. There were 6 people that got killed, and Gleason was the superintendent, and he was the one that found, you know, those people that were laying in their shelters. Supposedly, he'd figured they'd be just, you know, here, have some little water, you'll be fine. But they were all gone. They were past, you know, the fire had killed them and took out their lungs, I guess, because I don't think there was much rest. And there was one guy that made it, Hatch, I think it was his last name. And I can remember we had this girl, Evelyn, I can't remember her last name, and this other guy she was new EMT on the crew, new first fire ever, and had to send him down there. And, you know, the guy, I guess, came walking, you know, out of the fire, on fire. Gleason poured water on him, and then I think there was, Andy Gay was there, and some stuff there, and they got him in. And also there were some structure people there that had, you know, burned blankets and stuff, and they managed to get him, and we had to hurry up and cut down a heli spot to get the helicopter to come in. And I just remember that in that that was probably one of the worst moments in my fire history, was that moment of when Gleason said that, you know, they were dead on the radio. And I can just remember that I was done. I was going to walk off this fire. It was, you know, I could not handle it, you know, what was going on. And I had nightmares after that about certain things that would come up. And the crew was really gun shy. I mean, anytime we went on even later on, because we went back on the line about the next day and stuff, and anytime any fire kind of started roaring, why, they were like ready to, like deer in a headlights, ready to just run. It was like, you know, it was like you almost had to, I felt like I was going to have to tackle people to keep them on the line and keep them together and stuff. And so that was not a very good year. 90 was not a very good year. And I think that was kind of the turning point for me. I pretty much decided to go to the engine in 91.